Hello guys, welcome to another YouTube Android tutorial video, and we're gonna continue where we left off. So last video, we left off here. This was our newly created profile design layout, and obviously this is going to be on GitHub, and I'm also going to post probably like a text file or something where you can just copy paste and put the layout template there, because I believe that there was no point in me spending a lot of time on saying what thing was which, where you can just go ahead and see it. But anyway, so we're here, we're in the main activity, and we only have this. And obviously it's not functional to have buttons to be navigating or using the back arrow to navigate. So what we're going to do in this video is going to create the navigation menu at the bottom. Okay, so let's start, and I just want to pull my notes. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to create the reports activity, because that's also going to be an activity where we're going to be navigating to. So let's do that first. So Control N, and we're going to, instead of class or whatever, we want to activity, empty activity, and we're going to call this reports activity. Yes. So perfect. Now that we have that done, let's go ahead and let's start adding the libraries for and I don't know if you guys remember, that's what Android Studio does. It goes a little bit crazy and then it finally settles down. But yeah, okay, so we have our reports activity. Let's go into Google and let's get the bottom navigation layout library. So bottom navigation view library, and this is the one that we want to go. It's called ETNU. So button navigation view X, that's the one that you want, and this is very, very important. First thing you need to do is you need to add these two lines into your Gradle, because otherwise if you don't add that, it's not going to work. So let's go into our build Gradle project, and we want to add it where it says all projects repositories. So this is where we're going to add it. We want the Jetpack.io and the Maven.google. Just as it says here, all projects repositories. And the step 2, what we're going to do is we're going to add the implementation. We can actually go ahead and we can add this at the bottom. It works perfectly fine. So we're going to go to our build Gradle module app, and what's that? Bottom nav and design live. Alright, perfect. Let's sing that. So make sure that you guys add those two things, because if you don't add them, it's not going to work, and you're going to be trying to figure out why is it not working. Alright, perfect. So we have that going. Just want to check for a minute. Okay, that's good. Now what we want to do, we want to create another package inside our project, and this is actually going to be here in the resources directory. So we're going to press Command New and Android resource directory. So make sure that you're clicking this one, and the type of the directory is going to be menu. So you just select that, and everything else is fine as is. So we have our menu package or directory, whatever you want to call it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create the resource file. So mini resource file, and we're going to call it bottom navigation menu. Yes, I do want to add it to Git. So what we're going to have is 3 items, because as you saw in the other video, we had the home, the reports, and the profile. So item, and we want to do the icon, which will create right now, and the title. So for now we're going to do that. Command paste it, and then let's go ahead and let's create our icons. Android Studio, Jesus. So we're gonna create a new image asset. We're gonna choose action bar, and the first one is going to be the home, or the main activity. So I'm just going to call it IC_home. And IC stands for icon. It's just a convention that Android has to put IC there. So we're going to put home, and the color that I want this to be, let's choose a custom color. And if you don't remember, we had like this green. So this green is already pre-selected, which I think is the one that we have for like our theme. So I'm just gonna go ahead and choose that. Just click finish and add. Yes, this is fine. So this is going to be the icon. We're gonna go to trouble, which is the IC home. And here you see how the icon popped up. So now let's create the other icons. So we're gonna call this IC reports. And the icon was like a dotted line, like a chart or a line graph. Let me see if it pops up. Did I actually see a graph? Oh yeah, timeline. Okay, yeah. IC reports, perfect. And before we set that up, let's create the last one, which is going to be let's call it image asset profile. Sorry, it's just that like this should have been of color gray, but it's fine. So let's choose the profile, and you'll see what we'll do right now to fix that. So person, that's how it pops up quickly. Okay, next, finish, and add. Okay, yes, add. So now I really don't want to run the application from the other project because it's gonna slow down the video a lot. But basically, what we want to have is we want to have the icon when it's selected and when it's not. So we're gonna go ahead and create the same icon with a different, just a little bit different naming. So like IC home active. That way, when it's active, it's going to display one color, and when it's not, it's going to display a gray color. So for that, we have to create again the icons, but with different color. So let's go ahead and let's rename this. And for that, I'm just gonna right click, refactor, rename. actually, let me see if I can change the color here, which I think I can. We're gonna do that instead. I think it's easier. So C7, C7, C7. Yep. We're gonna do that instead. And I'm really sorry, guys, that we have to do this if it's a little bit confusing for you. But I feel that this is going to be easier rather than like renaming the whole package. You know. So I think this is quicker. C7, C7, C7. Perfect. So that's the color that we want to have when they're not active. So now let's create them again with the color that we created initially with, but we're gonna call them active. So IC profile active. So that's good. Now we're gonna have the home image asset. So IC home active. And lastly, we're gonna have the reports active icon. So create new image asset, reports active, and let's change the icon. I believe it was timeline. Perfect, and you'll see why this is helpful. Actually, okay, let's close this. Let's go back to our menu file. And then here, actually, view. Okay, yeah, let's do this. We're going to create a selector where we're going to have both of the icons in one single file. But we're going to do something to make this quicker, because I know it's annoying to just, you know, do like create, write, blah, blah, blah. So let's do control new, and we're going to do drawable resource file, and we're going to call it IC reports selector. Yes, we want to add it to Git. So what we're going to do is put 3 items. So first item is going to come from the drawable, and it's going to be from reports. So drawable IC reports active. Then we're going to do Android stage checked true. Okay, so let's copy paste this 3 times, and then this is going to be state pressed, and then this is not going to have a state, and this is just going to be reports. This is going to be the gray one. Okay, so when it's pressed or when it's checked, meaning if we're in that activity, we're going to show the active one, and when it's not, we're going to show the gray one. Now this is, you see it green because Android Studio is taking a little bit to load this, but in reality, as you see, this is the gray one, this is the green one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy paste this, and we're just going to call it home, and we're going to, yes, we want to add it to Git, and then we're going to paste it again, and we're going to call it profile. So awesome, we just did 3 files, just like that. And then remember, I don't know if you guys remembered, but at least in Mac, if you do Control G, you can select that, and then so we're on the profile, so we just do profile, and then it's going to automatically load the files. And then so we have the report selector, we have the profile selector, and we have the home selector. So we do the same thing, we highlight what we want to change, Control G, then we press home, and boom, we're done. So now that is going to be useful because on the menu we want to put the IC home selector. So IC home selector, and that is going to deal automatically with the logic. So now we want to put the report selector, because that's going to go in the middle, and then at last we want to have the profile selector. And then let's just give arbitrary names. Obviously I think these names are IDs, Jesus. We don't need a title. The title would be like whatever you want to have displaying underneath the icon, but we don't want anything. But if you guys feel really like adamant of doing it, go ahead and you can actually put it on the title. But I won't do it in my application. So ID name, nav, item, and this is the reports, item, ID, nav, item, profile. Perfect. So that's one of the various steps that we need to do in order to create our menu. So now that we have that, our menu file, then we need to create the resource file. So in the layout, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into our layout folder, command new, resource file, and we're going to call it button navigation view, because we already have the menu. Yes, we want to add it again. And that really bothers me, but here. And what we want to do in button navigation view is actually put the menu element. So button navigation view, nope, not inner, and we want to do match parent for the width, and we want to do 50 dp for the height. We want to have an ID, button navigation view, and we can get rid of this because we're not going to have anything inside it. Everything is going to be filled in programmatically. The color, we want it to be white. We wanted to have an elevation of 4 dp, and we want this to be constrained to the parent element. So we're going to do top off. So constraint top of, and this is going to be parent. And since, because this we're going to put it actually on another file where you're going to see it at the bottom. So right now we don't have to constrain at the bottom. We're going to do that inside that layout file. So this video has been already 19 minutes. Check replay. Okay, so just want to check something. Okay, perfect. So for now we only have the menu in 2 activities because those activities are the only ones displayed once you're signed in. So let's go to activity resource layout profile, and we want to put this right after the linear layout. So include layout layout navigation view. And if I'm not mistaken, that's not loading properly because Android is taking time to load, but it should appear here. Or maybe because I'm missing some functions. Activity profile, activity main. Include layout from navigation view. Yeah, I believe it's because it's taking long. Let's do the hot reload and see if it's showing up. So as you see here, it's just taking its time to load. Which for the next time, I think that it may be easier for me to screencast my actual phone. That way, like, my computer won't get that slow, but something I'll have to look into in the future. That way, cause I don't know, we're wasting 1 minute at least just waiting for these emulators to run. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that in future videos, but hopefully it won't take that long. Oh, okay, there you go. So no, yeah, it's definitely not working because this shouldn't be here. Yep, that's not where it should be. Okay, so yes, I did miss something. My mistake. Me looking at my notes right here. So we want to do, I don't know why I did this. Should have been, yeah, completely opposite. Bottom up. There you go. So now let's do a hot reload. So I just want you guys to see that it should be displaying. Where are the icons, son? Why are the icons not showing up? That is annoying, and I believe it's because we still need to make the activity that I'll show you guys right now, but I believe that they should be showing up. Alright, let's make the activity that will deal with the navigation. So what we're going to do, we're going to call it, we're going to create a class, and this is going to be a class type of file. We're going to call it navigation class. navigation activity, my mistake. And we're not gonna call this, we're not making this like as an empty activity, because this is not gonna deal with any view. Not like, it's not gonna have a resource layout for this specific activity. It's going to actually deal with logic of other views, and we're gonna make it an abstract class. That's why we're creating it from as a class rather than as an empty activity. So first thing that we want to do, we want to specify that it's an abstract class, and we want to give val numbers. I'll explain right now what's going on. Compact activity. Okay, so basically, I want to change this. There you go. So basically what's going to happen is that within the navigation menu, it's going to receive ints, whether 1, 2, or 3, which are the IDs of the activities. So depending what ID this activity receives, it's going to like direct the user into that activity. And that is the reason of why I'm putting this like, oh, you're going to be receiving an int. And I don't know why I'm getting this error. Oh, I was just missing the parentheses. Anyway, so let's continue. Block T. And I'm just gonna stop this because Android Studio is so slow right now, and I believe it's because it was running the application. So let's create a function that is going to serve the bottom navigation view. And what we're going to do is, well, we want the icon size to be 29, because as default they're actually really small, and I know that you guys were not able to see why right now, because I didn't have like this properties exactly set up yet, but you'll see right now. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's 5 things that we need to set up. So set text visibility false. And we want to do enable shift mode false. And what I'm doing is that I'm setting like the properties of the bottom navigation view in order to like have it like very clean with no animations and, you know, smooth in general. Because otherwise it looks, I don't know, I don't like the way it looks without it. You can guys go ahead and test it after we're done with this setup, just so you guys can see how it looks with and without this property setup. You can see the animations, whether you like it or not. I particularly don't like them, but yeah, by all means go ahead and experiment and play with it. So inside this function, what we're going to do, bottom navigation view, set on navigation item selected listener. Yes, that's what we want. So this is what I was telling you guys. So depending on what the user touches, is gonna take you to an activity, which in this case I'm calling it next activity. And in order for us to know which activity we're going to route, so what we want to do is when this icon is touched, we're going to route it to the activity that we specify. So when the nav item home, when the when the nav item home icon is touched, then we want to route it to the main activity, and that's the way it defaults. You have to put the two semicolons class.java. So when the nav item profile is touched, we want to direct them to profile activity class. And lastly, when the reports are tapped, when the reports icon is tapped, we want to take them to the reports activity class. And it doesn't matter in which order you put it, because this is just for logic, so don't worry if you put one before the other, it really doesn't matter. So what we want to do is, if the user tapped those, you're gonna route the user to those activities. Otherwise, you won't do anything. Then, if the next activity is not null, then you're going to create the intent that will actually take the user to the next activity. And we want to flag activity no animation, so no animation. So we're going to start the activity and call the intent that we just created. Then and then transition. So I believe like this is also dealing with the fact that it won't have like you know when you go to another animation, it kind of goes like up the screen. So this way it's going to help for our application not to display that. Else false. Why is that giving me intent? Oh yeah, my mistake. So actually, yeah. Well, intent equals intent this next activity, which this next activity is going to be designated by this logic that we just did. This is the reason for this. And then we put that we don't want any animation when we switch from one activity to the other. So we have that false. There you go. So I was just missing one bracket. Now it looks good. And then we want to have an on resume, so on. So if you just type on resume, it will give you the function. If button negation view does not equal null, then navigation view dot menu dot get item number dot is checked equals true. And this is actually for the icons. This is meaning that we're gonna get the item and we're gonna get the number of the activity that belongs to that item, and we're gonna set it as checked. That way we can change the color depending on which activity we are. So let's make this happen. So I'm gonna leave the reports activity open, and I'm gonna close all these resource files. So now I'm gonna go open profile activity, and now what we want to do is we want to give it a value to that activity, and we're gonna call the activity we just created, which is a navigation activity, and we want the profile activity to be R2 because it's gonna be all the way on the right because we're gonna have 3 icons. Then the reports activity is gonna be in the middle. So navigation activity is going to be like the value of that activity is going to be 1, and then the zeroth is going to be the main activity. So I'm going to leave the view and click listener because we use it to log out, but we're not going to use it anymore for the profile. So you can actually get rid of that, and I would recommend you guys getting rid of that because it's just not the way you should navigate with when it comes to applications. Okay, so we have almost everything set up. Now something very important is that upon creation and after the layout is set, we want to call our function that we created in navigation, which is called setup button navigation. So we can even copy paste the name. So setup button navigation. I was gonna copy paste it, but create abstract function. It is abstract. What do you mean? Yeah, it is abstract. Function. Unless I'm missing something. Let me see my notes, what I have. Maybe I'm pressing, yeah, I think this is, yeah, that's me and the typos, oh my god. That's so bad. Okay, let's continue. Set up button navigation menu and profile activity. Set up button navigation menu. So now we should be able to see the icons. And let's run it on the Nexus 4 because that's the smallest device. And it's already been 38 minutes. Pretty long. I kind of wanted to do it in like smaller chunks, but I don't know. I feel that you guys would appreciate me getting this done in one video. So yeah. Let's see. I hate that it takes so long. Let's check the lock count. Am I getting there? Or is it just loading? Oof. I believe it's just been slow off. Because Okay, good. I mean, good that we get an error. So navigation activity. For navigation, you menu get item, nav numbers, check true. Let's see if we get more information. So main activity index out of bounds exception. Meaning I handled something wrong. Yes, I did. And it's actually in our navigation activity. So I forgot to add something, which is a for loop. No. No, actually that shouldn't matter. The for loop is only for the coloring. That shouldn't matter. Maybe I put two number twos. So profile activity 2, reports activity 1, main activity 0. Okay, no, out of bounds. So the main activity index 0, size 0. It says it's out of bounds. Get item, enough numbers checked equals true. So I'm just trying to see my notes, because I literally just coded this. If next activity does not equal null, into this next activity, start activity intent, override pending transition, true, false. Compact activity. Tag manager is not found and will not be used. So let's think. This is giving me an error when I go to my main activity. My main activity is the 0th. That's fine. What am I missing? Must not be seen something like very simple. Main class, you don't click listener. And I'm sorry guys that you have to go through this, but this is real life. This is what programmers do. They debug and sometimes things don't work out just for the smallest reason. That is annoying though. Trying to see my notes, but I don't know if I missed something. Let's do debug. Tag manager is not found, DOS will not be used. Okay, we don't care about that yet. Index out of bounds. So it's pointing here in the menu, get item, ID, but navigation menu. And that's annoying because we had everything. And view. Something very simple. Yes. You guys are gonna kill me, but as you can see, it happens to everyone. So I was just missing that because that has to reference the menu. Otherwise, all the menu logic that we had about the icons, it won't work. That's why when I was loading, that's why now you can see the icons. Well, at least now I think it's good that you can see this in the video because like it happens to everyone, the simplest mistakes. And I'm actually not gonna edit this out because I want you guys to see that happens to everyone. I'm just gonna point out to the minute that I solved this on the video. But as you can see, we have no errors anymore. And here is our navigation menu working perfectly fine. Almost perfectly fine. And I think it's because I didn't include it on the reports activity. So we're going to activity reports. Yes, that's why. So layout, include. Let's just copy paste it from here. That's why it was giving me the error. I forgot to add it only on that one, but should work fine now. And actually, I don't know why it's not giving the tint because it's coming out gray and black. It should be coming out green and gray. So I had this for loop that's supposed to set the tint, but for me, I was having my tint set with black, which was not the tint that I wanted. My ideal tint was the green and gray, but let's run it with that. So it's just a for loop. So from starting from 0 until the menu size, which is 2 index values, so 0, 1, 2. Set the tint. And let's run it one more time. But not you. I mean, I've been playing with that for loop that I just put, and when I comment it out, you can actually see the green and gray color. Yeah, so you guys are gonna have to play, but at least let's go to reports and verify that it works. Perfect, so it works. It's not crashing, it's all good. Now we'll go to our profile, we're new design, and you can see John Doe, works perfect. We go to home and it works perfect. So one more thing, I'm gonna go to activity profile, and I'm gonna go to where the name is. Just remember to get rid of the hard-coded name, which is gonna be here. Well, actually, we can get rid of the whole thing. Perfect. So the name is just going to be set up upon loading. And next video, what we want to do is have the edit activity, and we want to have the information of the user displaying. So I know that this video was long, but it was mainly because I kind of took my time realizing the small mistake that I had. So I'm just gonna put it on the video like the minute where I actually got it to work, which was just adding the menu tag on the bottom navigation view file. But if you like this video, give me some like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video.